Well, I wouldn't say that his life is difficult, that he's deprived of something. He has everything that he needs. He gets medical care and he's given an upbringing. He's fed well, and what's more, his mother is with him. I haven't robbed him of anything.
Do you think being here together with children, with your son, helps you? Or is it difficult for you?
Are you asking if my child helps me or bothers me? How can my child bother me? He's my life, my soul. I live only for him.
Attention residential zone, the daily inspection is now due. Officers on duty are to escort all inmates to the central yard in an orderly manner for examination. I repeat, proceed to yard for inspection.
Hi, Sasha. Hello, sweetheart. I'm here to finish filming a story about you. Alexander is now a TV star. Alexander, are you ready for filming?
Yes, he's ready. Look how he's sticking his head up.
Convict Marina Gorshunova knows almost all the mothers and children in this prison colony. She's been allowed to set up a small TV studio behind bars because she used to be a journalist. Before going to jail, Marina hosted a crime news TV program. Now she mostly makes films about children born behind bars.
Kids living in a prison colony is a very disturbing subject and a sore topic for many. But on the other hand, it's a completely different world here. A world of childhood, a world of happiness. The irony is that it's behind barbed wire. During visiting hours, kids stand by the window to meet their mother. Their eyes are full of hope, full of joy, because they're going to see their mom.
Mama's here!
And it doesn't matter what kind of mother she is. She may be an alcoholic, a murderer, a drug addict, but for the child, she's mommy.
In this childcare center, mothers are permitted 1 hour with their children in the morning and another in the evening. But Natalia had been allowed to spend all of her time with her child. The colony has 9 rooms where mothers and children can live together. Natalia and her daughter Yulia shared one of them. But a few weeks after moving in, Natalia abandoned her daughter.
After the child turned 1 month old, he was transferred to the child care center. She didn't come to visit the child regularly. She left early or came late for her visits. In other words, it didn't look like she wanted to be with her daughter. But quite recently she came to see me and said, "Larissa, I want to live together with my child." And of course I told her, "You have the opportunity to return to your child, but you'll have to prove that you really love her."
I wanted to stay here until the end of the term. But it so happened, I don't know. I still can't understand why I haven't stayed with her, why I left her.
It's up to a review board to decide whether the mother can share a room with her child or not. Natalia Yutina will be given permission if she decides to abide by the rules and is prepared to be with her daughter. Soon the review board will also consider another convict's appeal, this time by Yulia Smirnova.
And how old is he?
He'll be 7 months.
I see. Give me your hand. Come on. Firstly, the board considers her behavior. Some don't abide by the rules, others simply don't want to raise their child. For example, smoking is prohibited at the child care center, so some mothers choose to leave their children at the center and live together with all the other convicts to be able to smoke cigarettes.
Staff at the colony can't force mothers to live with their children. Trying is only likely to make matters worse.
In my experience, there was one case when a mother was deprived of her parental rights when she was already here at the colony. She didn't even call him by the first name, she called him by his last name instead. And when she asked the child to do something and he didn't do it, she yelled at him in an extremely rude manner. And the final straw was when she bit her own child.
Of the 9 co-residence rooms, 2 are vacant, as no deserving mothers have been found yet. Irina Mulminova is 8 months pregnant. Her first child will be born in the colony. If she's to be allowed to stay with him, she'll have to face the review board.
Hello. Today we'll learn how to swaddle a baby. Okay, let me show you.
I want to be with my child. I'm not abandoning him under any circumstances. I will spend all my free time with him. I don't understand how women can abandon their children. What can happen in a woman's life to make her abandon her child? I think a woman must always be with him. You have a child in your womb for 9 months. If you don't go for an abortion right from the start and decide to give birth to him, then it means that you need him, that you love him, and have always loved him.
The women who live together with their children, apart from taking care of their own child, must also help with the other children who live separately from their mothers. It is very hard work. We shouldn't forget that these people have been displaying antisocial behavior, drugs, alcohol. Having a child is something new and unknown for them. It is easier for them to get drunk than take care of a newborn child.
Hello, my sunshine. How are you? How's school? I hope it's as interesting as it was for you before. I'm very happy that you're swimming. It's very good for your health. Son, I hope that everything is fine with you. I look forward to your reply. Love, Mama.
Alyesa Sevastyanova gave birth to her child here. She lived with Ivan while taking care of other children as well as her own. Life was much easier for her then than it is now.
It's impossible to express it in words. I don't know. I think no mother could put it into words. To say that is hard, is to say nothing.
Ivan now lives far away from his mother with his grandparents because Alyesa is serving a second prison sentence for drug offenses.
Sometimes I'll call home, and my mother-in-law or someone else will say that I must have thought about Ivan. They also tell me that sometimes he suddenly becomes silent when he's doing his homework. They ask him what's the matter, but he doesn't reply. But then he says, well, nothing. I've just been thinking about Mom. So I think of him, and he thinks of me. The bond between a mother and child is very strong indeed.
Do you miss him?
Very. Very much. It's bad. I told you I wouldn't be able to hold back my tears.
According to the law, Ivan was removed from the center when he turned 3, the age at which children are either sent to live with relatives or to children's homes. However, each woman has to prove that she deserves to spend those first 3 years behind bars with their children. Natalia Yutina and Yulia Smirnova will have to face the review board to earn this privilege.
They put her right on my chest immediately after she was born. Then she began crying, and so loudly, even the doctors were surprised. Come on, Maria. Come on, let's get your arm out. Good girl. Bless you. Bless you. I think that having a baby and then bringing her up is the most important thing in life. It is a huge responsibility. You immediately become cleverer and more mature. You try to be more serious.
As for all convicted mothers, Irina will live with her daughter for the first 3 months. After that, though, every woman has to prove that she deserves to stay with her child. Those that fail to convince the board will be separated from their babies.
I will try not to break any rules. I will obey the staff. I won't argue with anyone. Well, I don't know. If necessary, I will cry. I'll talk to everyone and ask to let me stay with my child. She's my first. We won't be able to stay apart. I love you, my little sweetheart.
Attention residential zone, convict Muminova, please proceed to the duty office. I repeat, convict Muminova, please proceed to the duty office.
Oh, my darling girl.
Irina is being visited by her mother, who was hoping to meet the new granddaughter, but she hasn't been allowed to bring her newborn baby to the meeting.
How are you here?
I'm okay.
How is Maria?
Maria is just 2 weeks old.
It's bad that I can't see her today. I want to see her so much, at least a glimpse of her.
They said they would let me show her to you, but we have to wait until she's 1 month old.
Yeah, but you take care of her, please.
Of course I will. How's Daddy?
He's okay, he's working.
You're going grey.
I had a heart attack. I spent 3 months in hospital. I felt very bitter about what had happened, but there's nothing to be done. I hope that all will be well and it won't happen again. Of course, I feel very sorry for my granddaughter, because she was born here. I wouldn't wait until she turns 3. I'd take her home as soon as she doesn't need to be breastfed. It's not the right place for a child.
I'm pretty selfish when it comes to this question. I would leave him here with me.
So you think it would be better for him to be here?
Yes, with me. With me. It doesn't matter where, but with me.
As for Olesya, I can say it confidently that she is a mother to the core. Her eyes become warmer, her facial expression changes. She becomes brighter as if the sun were shining when she talks about her son. Now she's expecting to be let out on parole. If everything works out fine, we will all be very happy for her.
We had such a case when convict Areshnikova was released on parole. Her 3 children are at an orphanage now. I asked the woman that she kept in touch with how Areshnikova was doing. They told me she hadn't taken her children home yet. Why? I asked. She says she's got a lot of things to do. Quite recently we heard that she landed in jail again.
Every case is different. No two cases are the same. Not all rules can apply to everyone. Some women give birth to their children to make their life easier. For example, a woman having a child can't be put into a punitive isolation ward. Well, unfortunately, a child often repeats their mother's ways. It's a vicious circle, in other words.
My mom was also raised at an orphanage and also ended up here when she was pregnant. I was born here in 1986. I don't know how to explain it. Is this what people call destiny? I don't remember anything here. I only remember that I was sent to an orphanage from here.
Natalia Yutina was placed in a children's home several times because her own mother frequently ended up in jail. When the girl grew up herself, she followed in her mother's footsteps. Natalia has now been convicted 18 times.
I was stealing. I had a hard time finding a job, so I stole. I stole some money. What else can I say? When I was released from the colony, I came home to see nothing but bare walls there. Before you manage to find a job, you should somehow make ends meet. So the next day I went out to steal some money.
Natalia has refused to live with her child because she wanted to make some money for her retired mother. That at least is how she explains it.
I think it's easier to stay in an ordinary ward. She finishes her work, goes to bed, and that's it. Nobody will wake her up at night because her baby is crying. He might be teething, or his stomach is aching, or maybe he's just wet and needs a diaper changed. So she has a good night's sleep, then comes back in the morning to check on her child. He is fine and well fed, other women are taking care of her child. For the mother, it's a fine situation.
I think I won't dare to steal anymore. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I try not to think about stealing. If I have to live in the church, I will. If I have to plow the earth, I will. The most important thing is that everything is fine with her.
As usual, they swear that it was the last time and they'll never do it again. They promise to live a normal life after they are set free. But then they come back, and I ask them, so you're back? And they say, well, it's just my fate. Hello, how are you all?
Everything's fine.
All good? Who's being released soon?
Me, Belashova.
How many days left?
20 days.
20 days? Well, okay. Don't come back.
Never.
Some leave the colony and soon end up back in here. I know that many simply get to a certain place, commit another crime, and come back, because they have nowhere to go. They have no job, no money, they don't know where to go, many don't even have a place to live.
Psychologists have been watching Yulia closely. In just a few days, she'll face the review board in competition with Natalia Yutina for co-residence with their children.
She really loves her child and worries about him. When a nanny comes from the children's department, she always asks about her little Alexander. He's sleeping. Are you sure he's not crying? Does he need his diaper changed? I think it would be pretty difficult for anyone to act like this, other than an actress.
Tomorrow, Yulia and Natalia will be putting on another sort of performance, but the review board will be the audience. It's up to them to decide whether or not the two mothers deserve to live with their children.
Hello. Yulia Smirnova, convicted under Article 159, Section 4, sentenced for 6 years and 11 months, has appeared before the board concerning co-residence with her child at the child care center.
Convict Smirnova has proved to have a positive character. She works at the child care center. She is a loving mother of her child. She spends time with him, takes him for walks and feeds him.
We do not have any compromising material against Smirnova. She has not been involved in any conflicts, and she is on good terms with other prisoners.
Over the 3 years, she's had only one violation concerning wearing the uniform. She shows no disrespect to the administration.
I think she'll be a good example to others. She wants to be with her child, and that's the most important thing.
Hello. Convict Natalia Iutina, sentenced to 1 year and 6 months, has appeared before the board concerning co-residence with her child at the child care center.
Convict Iutina has displayed negative behavior. She refused to take care of her child. She doesn't visit her child on a regular basis. Sometimes she refuses to come herself, and we have to call her in.
You have multiple criminal records. Why does this keep happening?
It just happens.
There have been no incidents of breaching discipline. However, there have been many complaints about improper conduct towards the administration. Her behavior is arrogant and rude.
I haven't had any arguments. Well, yes, there was one incident, which I'm not denying, but it was not my fault.
We understand that your mental state is disturbed, but our staff is not responsible for that.
I realize that, and I admit I was wrong.
The board will discuss the matter. You will learn the result later.
Many women here make themselves believe that they love their children. In other words, when they are here, the very atmosphere, the contrast between the colony and the child care center, the fence between them, it impacts them. The air seems to be absolutely different. Even if there is no love, she will show it. She will pretend.
Regarding your transfer to the child care center, the review board has accepted your appeal.
Thank you.
So, you may transfer to the center to join your child starting today.
Thank you so much.
Taking into account the opinions of the members of the board, we cannot allow you to live with your child at present. You should behave appropriately, fulfill all the disciplinary requirements, and treat the administration with respect. You still have a chance to have your appeal accepted. The board will revisit your application at the next review hearing. Do you have any questions?
No.
That is all. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Hello, my darling. How are you? How's school? Now it's cold and wet outside, so please dress warm. Son, you're the best thing in my life. Everything will be fine, I promise you. I'll be back very soon. Okay, I have to finish this letter now. I'll call you soon. Love, Mama.
Alessia, what will you tell your son when you meet again?
That I love him.
Do you think being here together with children, with your son, helps you? Or is it difficult for you?
Are you asking if my child helps me or bothers me? How can my child bother me? He's my life, my soul. I live only for him.
Attention residential zone, the daily inspection is now due. Officers on duty are to escort all inmates to the central yard in an orderly manner for examination. I repeat, proceed to yard for inspection.
Well, I wouldn't say that his life is difficult, that he's deprived of something. He has everything that he needs. He gets medical care, and he's given an upbringing. He's fed well, and what's more, his mother is with him. I haven't robbed him of anything.
Be a journalist. Before going to jail, Marina hosted a crime news TV program. Now she mostly makes films about children born behind bars.
Kids living in a prison colony is a very disturbing subject and a sore topic for many. But on the other hand, it's a completely different world here, a world of childhood, a world of happiness. The irony is that it's behind barbed wire. During the Hi, Sasha. Hello, sweetheart. I'm here to finish filming a story about you. Alexander is now a TV star. Alexander, are you ready for filming?
Yes, he's ready. Look how he's sticking his head up.
Convict Marina Gorshunova knows almost all the mothers and children in this prison colony. She's been allowed to set up a small TV studio behind bars because she used to...
Visiting hours, kids stand by the window to meet their mother. Their eyes are full of hope, full of joy, because they're going to see their mom.
Mama's here!
And it doesn't matter what kind of mother she is. She may be an alcoholic, a murderer, a drug addict, but for the child, she's mommy.
In this childcare